It's time for grassroots racers and fans to gather round. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. Thanks for joining us for our landmark 40th season. We are your destination for news and interviews within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and from the world of motorsports. The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, how are you? Glad to have you with us on a Tuesday evening. We're hanging out with you, the great crowd at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We have room for you. Come on down and join us. It's our final show of our landmark 40th season of the Racing Roundup Show. We're looking forward to seeing you here on a given, maybe Tuesday night. It's coming April, okay? This is your last chance. Come on down. We have some great giveaways. We got some great friends to join us on the program as well. This is our final show made possible by great sponsors and supporters for 40 years and counting. We invite you to join the racing crowd here at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield in West Dallas. You can watch any of our shows dating back several years on demand through our website, racingroundupshow.com, and on our YouTube channel. When you're there, hit the like and subscribe button, watch our shows, and share our show with your friends. Everybody's in there, including the commercials and messages we have for every show on our socials. You can catch us there at Racing Roundup on Instagram and the Racing Roundup Show on Facebook as well. This weekend's Racing Roundup TV show, Milwaukee's only motorsports TV program, will be airing twice this Sunday at 9 a.m. on My 24 and at 12:30 p.m. on CW 18 in Milwaukee. You're going for the NASCAR Xfinity Series again Sunday morning at 9 a.m. and that's on My 24 and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. on CW 18 Milwaukee. Set your DVRs. As it is customary, tonight is our sponsor appreciation night and our final show of our season. We want to thank some of our amazing sponsors for making the landmark 40th season special, including CK Contractors, Polly's Pub and Eatery, Great Lakes Dragaway, American Foundation Specialists, the Midwest Truck Series, Oak Creek Automotive, Adams Towing, Road America, Jeffrey Loop. Thank you, Rachel, for coming tonight. We appreciate you being here. Boring Bob's Escorted NASCAR Tours, Precise Auto and Truck Accessories, Utica Bar and Hogan Farms, Diamond Racing Wheels, Victory Fuel, Full Service Car Wash, Danny Lynch's Bar, Walter Inc. and Source Services. Please support all of our sponsors and tell them you heard it here or saw their ad on our Racing Roundup show. We'll spend time with several of our sponsors. We'll have the latest in NASCAR and the world of short track racing around the area on tonight's program. Plus, you'll find out more about Badger Kart Club's big money race. It's called Thor's Throwdown. Coming October 13th to Badger Kart Club's Millwright Raceway in Dousman. We've got some racers here talking about some big money on the line for some four-cycle racers. Also, Bill Allen is here to join us on our one final time in person to deliver another race win by a 15-year-old super late model phenom in Wisconsin on the In the Groove segment coming up. Hey, we're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield, and come on down and join us because this is our final chance, final time. Give away some really cool prizes after our final show of 2024. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement, 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Plan now to cruise Alaska with Making Memories Travel next September. Enjoy an unforgettable 7-day Alaskan cruise from Vancouver on the Norwegian Jade. Juneau and Hubbard Glacier are just two of the cities that await you. Hike up snow-capped mountains and witness majestic whales splash in the Pacific. Then come back on board to catch an amazing show, followed by a starlit stroll on the top deck. Breathtaking views, all the amenities, all the memories. Cruise Alaska. Contact Mark at Making Memories Travel today.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our program. Lots of cool things going on this Tuesday, October 1st. I know the Milwaukee Brewers are in the playoff mode. We still have a lot of racing in the area. Some races have finished up, some championships yet to be decided. Hey, if you're looking to sell or buy your home or commercial property, now's the time to choose the Rapina Group, Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. List them out with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Choose Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty and list it and sell your house with the Rapina Group. Their website is rapinagroup.com, rapinagroup.com. It's time for one more look at the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report. They're in full playoff mode there. It's time for the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report, which means we got great people behind us. Interstate loves their involvement with Joe Gibbs Racing. There's racing to be had across America. We wrap up our final show talking about NASCAR. In this portion, remind you that interstatebatteries.com is where you can find a battery for every need and locations to find what you're looking for. It was a heartbreaker for the Wisconsin-led team of driver Ty Majeski and crew chief Joe Shear Jr. this past Friday night. The Thor Sport truck team was making the call to stretch it up to the finish in hopes of making it on fuel in Friday night's truck race at Kansas Speedway. Majeski had an 11-second lead on fast closing Corey Heim with 8 laps remaining. Heim pitted much later than Majeski, like with 30 to go, and had tires and plenty of fuel to go the distance. Coming to the white flag, down to the apron pulled Majeski as he wiggled his forward to get fuel to the fuel pickup in the tank. Heim sped past to victory. Majeski finished the race 15th. Last truck on the lead lap. They tried. They just didn't make it. Heim spent a lot of time getting through the field, but when he got there, he won his 6th race of the season. Nice runs by a couple of short track youngsters. Caden Honeycutt finished 4th on the strategy that Ty Majeski was on, but Majeski had to go once Heim got clear of everybody. Also, it was also a nice run by Dawson Sutton, who's the ASA Stars National Tour Rookie of the Year leader. He finished 5th in what will be the rest of the season truck ride for him in the 25 truck for his dad's team. Ross Chastain raced the victory over the playoff driver William Byron Sunday afternoon at Kansas Speedway. In the Cup Series race on lap 19, pre-race favorite Kyle Larson ran over debris and cut his right rear tire. He finished 26th. Pole sitter Christopher Bell survived several wall scrapes to finish 7th. They're off to Talladega this weekend. Saturday's Xfinity Series race was 100 miles shorter than the Cup race on Sunday on Kansas. This was a Saturday race. Eric Almirola led just the last 3 laps and won the race for Joe Gibbs Racing, proud sponsors by Interstate Batteries. He benefited from 2 Xfinity Series playoff drivers racing hard for lead. Leader Chandler Smith doing everything he could to keep Cole Custer behind him, including squeezing Cole Custer into the wall. Custer finished 2nd. Smith ran 3rd. There was a brief conversation afterward between drivers. Custer told the media, quote, "At the end of the day, he put me in the fence and he's going to pay for it." Okay, we'll see what happens there, end quote. Smith said he was driving to get himself the best chance he had to win by trying to keep Custer behind him. I don't think he meant to squeeze him in the wall. Phenom Connor Zilic finished 4th in the Xfinity Series race in the Junior Motorsports 88. Franklin, Wisconsin Sam Mayer sits 4th in playoff points after his 13th place finish. Ran there, Parker Retzlaff finished 21st. Corey Day, the sprint car phenom, he also ran the ARCA and Truck Series race. On Friday evening, he got a little bit of trouble. He had a really fast car, trying to stay with his teammate Connor Zilic. Tried a little too hard, actually, on the final restart of green-white checker. He got into the gray stuff. Up and outside of him was Andy Jankowiak. They were both racing for 3rd at the time. Jankowiak was literally out of room. Day kept coming. Car just swept right into him. Made contact. Jankowiak on the wall. Day went on to finish 4th. Jankowski finished 7th. Jankowiak, finished 7th. Not happy with Day afterward, but man, he was just trying. They're both trying, but again, it's a learning experience for Corey Day and an expensive day ultimately for Jankowiak's small funded team. It turned out to be the restart that really kind of caused it all was Tanner Gray outside of Amber Balkan. Amber didn't pit. She got jacked up by Zilich. Her car went squiggly. They all went flying by her, and into turn 1 they went, and Tanner Gray ended up racing to victory after contact with the 22 of Amber Balkan. His left rear tire was going down. As he took the white flag, you could see the left rear tire was getting soft. As he crossed the checker line first, the left rear tire was flat. So good job by the Joe Gibbs team to keep Tanner Gray in contention to win his second ARCA race of the season. Hat tip also to Gio Ruggiero for finishing 5th in his first ever Super Speedway race at Kansas Speedway. As I mentioned, it's off to Talladega for all 3 NASCAR National Series. NASCAR made it official today that aerodynamic changes to Cup cars will take place before the teams get to the track. An extended right side roof rail. It's taller and longer on the right side roof rail. An extended rocker panel skirt on the lower right to keep that car probably a little more sealed off. And also a fabric underneath the right side of the roof flap on the left edge of the roof flap. So there's a big roof. There's 2 roof flaps, as you may know. As I'm driving down the racetrack, the right side roof flap is bigger than the left. It's on more of an angle. And they're going to add what is like a seamed pillow. Almost looks like it's astronaut material. Where when that flap opens, it's going to be a seamed piece of fabric that can open up and kind of cause a parachute effect to keep air from flying over the car among the changes to keep the cars from taking flight if they're in an incident. 2 cars went over this year, if you remember, and they went over really quick with that bottom being so flush. Drivers of interest at the Talladega NASCAR Truck Series entry list, Johnny Sauter back in the Truck Series truck. Shiggy Hattori's number 16 with Richie Waters as the crew chief. Connor Zilich in the Spire number 7, and maybe Justin Mondyke. There's a TBA in the entry list for the Young's Motorsports number 46. That's the ride Justin was in this past weekend in the Truck Series race. So we'll see if he can put it all together and see what he did there. He finished up a decent day. Not great, but decent day. A couple laps off the pace for Justin Mondyke in his second straight NASCAR Truck Series start out of Gleason, Wisconsin. This weekend, I'll be working the last ARCA race of the season at Toledo Speedway this Saturday before heading over to La Crosse Oregon Speedway early Sunday morning to call the ASA Midwest Tour race. That's the Oktoberfest 200. We have tickets to all 4 days to give away after the show tonight. The Oktoberfest 200 on Sunday will be aired live on tracktv.com. If you can't make it, we hope to see you there. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the 60th SCCA National Championship runoffs at Road America. North America's top amateur SCCA road racers are all coming. You'll see trailers from all over the world coming here to Road America, coming up the freeways, coming up the side streets. They're coming from all over to compete in the biggest race of the year. The runoffs are here once again where they belong at Road America. Visit roadamerica.com for details. We have a couple of guests joining us on the program. One is hanging out with us here, and his name is Jeff Wessel. He used to sit with us a lot. Now he's got a busy schedule, chasing across the country with Hefner Racing Products and also making sure things are cool when you get a chance to take a day off to take a little camper time. Jeff, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, everybody, and congratulations to you, Jim, and the entire staff of the Racing Roundup Show. 40 seasons. That is amazing. That is great, and I am honored to have been a part of so many of them and to be hopefully continued a part of this family. So love you guys, and thank you to the great crowd here tonight and all season long. It has been amazing.
Yeah, it's been a great year.
I want to, before we get rolling on our talk, you mentioned several times in your NASCAR stories Connor Zilich.
Yeah.
And your first word was phenom.
It is.
And I could not agree more on that. And what's a little soft spot in my heart, and hopefully for our company on Connor Zilich, he started racing kid karts out east with his family. He graduated to what is called cadet karts in karting, and they started traveling nationally. Mm-hmm. And so Connor was just a young little boy, and his dad and his family. And they swung in. They were going to race up at Road America at the Motorplex, Briggs & Stratton Motorplex now. And they were traveling and needed some kart stands. And before they got to Road America, they swung in. This is 12, 14 years ago. They swung in up at the shop. And I talked to Connor's dad, and they bought some Bigfoot stands, some Streeter Super stands.
Yeah.
I better get it right here.
Yeah.
Streeter Super stands, some Bigfoots and a stacker stand. And they have been customers of ours through till this day.
Wow.
I still see purchases from that family. So to watch that young man's career progress has been amazing. And that makes it even more special because through my 16 years of working with our company, to watch so many new racers come into the scene and progress in their careers is pretty dang special.
A lot of great racing goes on all over the area. I want to point out 2 drivers that have the HRP decal on their wings. We don't talk about young drivers, and I know there's a driver that we've had on the show. I'd like to have the other driver on the show at some point. I think we had them both on this year, as a matter of fact, come to think of it. but they both have done really, really well in their first seasons racing with the HRP decal on their wings. Clayton Rossman won Rookie of the Year in the MSA 360s, and Logan Julian is likely going to be the Rookie of the Year, right? For
IRA.
right there.
He's
with
in.
the IRA, bumper
He's
to bumper
in.
IRA Outlaw
Yep.
Sprint Series.
Clayton is in the Kevin Daywell-owned 360 Sprint car, a family I'm very tight with. That's who I've raced with as of recently, back in the Lightning Sprint days. Clayton's a great young man, great well-mannered driver on and off the track, and has a tremendous, I think, future ahead of him here locally. The gentleman runs wingless sprint cars. He's been in the 360, had a great year, like you said, winning Rookie of the Year in the MSA Sprint Car Series up at Plymouth, and then their traveling deals. And Logan Julian, I mean, day one, I remember this. Well, all right, I'm about to age and date myself. I raced his father back when we were a tad bit younger at the Badger Kart Club. And when Logan came on the scene, of course, his dad, Brian, and I are a little bit older, but Logan did a tremendous job from kid karts at 5 years old, progressed through karting, had a tremendous karting career, up through junior sprints at the Beaver Dam Raceway, maybe another story we can talk about.
Yeah.
Micro sprints was great, and now in the 360 sprint cars, Logan is doing a great job. I mean, he's the Rookie of the Year. He's got a great family and backing behind him, and as we talked about earlier in the season, right now the future of sprint car racing, or sprint car racing right now, nationwide and even locally, it's great. It's tremendous to watch what's been going on.
Yeah, and Mark Wimberly from Making Memory travels to sit between us. He wants to, I'm sure, travel to some of these big races. How much do you guys travel, or how much do you know your stuff travels to races, Jeff, at the HRP?
It's pretty much nonstop. Not necessarily out of our shop as much as it used to be when I first came on board, and that was back in the day when I was racing nationally, had the great backing and support of the Hefner family. We haven't done that as much the last few years, just as the business has grown, but we're getting back into it, and we'll see ourselves more at more racing events, and probably we need to branch out a little bit, and it's all going to happen. It's coming together, and I can attest, baby, as far as not a full-blown HRP setup on the road, but between the family, myself, and our other co-workers at the shop, I mean, we're always somewhere doing something, promoting the business.
You give a nod that way. Who's all here tonight from HRP?
It is great to have not only Alex and Kennedy Hefner here, Troy Hefner, his girlfriend Lisa, and Mom Hefner. Leah is in the house tonight, so it's great to have them here. I know they've been supporting the show as much as they can throughout the entire season. The girls are all into this as far as the Racing Roundup show, and it's been tremendous for us.
Yeah. What's going to happen now between now and the Christmas season, and then you got that little PRI show to plan for as well in Indy?
The little PRI show. A lot of things are happening right now. Quieter more on the local front, of course, with the season winding down, other than a lot of the specials, Oktoberfest, and things of that nature. And the sprint car side, of course, has now wind down. But we're busy enough where we're getting all our Australian orders coming in, cargo containers going out the door to Australia, New Zealand. So let's keeping us on our toes. And as you said, that PRI show, I mean, that's our biggest event. That we are full-blown into the PRI show, where it's literally – it's a year-long planning process as far as ideas, getting the show set up. It won't be long, probably in a week or two, what we call our showroom at the shop, of anyone that's visited us up in Hartford. It will transform into a trade show booth in the coming weeks for us to prep for PRI.
You guys like stop watching yourselves, tear down, put up, take down, tear down, put down, reset, like a pit stop?
The setup always, especially when you get to any show, whether it be that we just came from the Wide Open Wisconsin Power Sports Show weekend before last in West Bend, the setup takes a tremendous amount of time, and we take our time to do it right. You want to present yourselves to the public, to your customers, to the racers. So it's going to take an added day or two to make this all come into play, especially PRI. Tear down, yes. As a racer, it is my goal. Let's tear this booth down and get out of here as fast as we can. My goal is to get, and I'll use this as PRI as my example, if I can get the Hefners out the door faster, the better, and the rest of us will wrap it up and make it happen. So it's kind of fun, and I still use that aspect as far as being competitive to make it happen, but you still have to do it right and have fun with it. That's my most important thing when we do any show, is I don't want any of our crew stressing, although we all do, but we have to have fun with it, because that's what makes it special for each and every one of us every time we do a show, no matter where we're at.
And now, as the season remind you, if you have someone that you know that is a toy hauler or a trailer, or you take a UTV up north and you got a couple milk crates on the floor with stuff rattle around in it, guess what? HRP makes a bunch of nice shelving to put that trailer in order, right?
Any and every accessory you need for a trailer, no matter whether it be motorsports, for race cars, or power sports, snowmobiling, UTV and ATV, and we have any accessory to make your trailer organized, looking good. I am, of course, going to be very partial to them. I think we build the best trailer accessories in the world. And a lot of people tell us that they love our brand, and we take pride in what we do, whether it be the initial minute that a product is programmed into the computer, laser cut, goes through our press brake department into welding, any of the outside processing like powder coating. I'm very proud to say our entire crew takes great pride in what we do.
Yeah,
and it's great.
cool.
It's a great product. I mean,
Yep.
without a doubt, hrpracing.com.
Wow, he just said what I was going to ask him. HRPRacing.com. You got this down, Jeff. Stay there. If you have any questions for our next guest, you are included in this segment.
I'll stick around.
We
This is
appreciate
fun.
everybody's involvement here on the program. I've got an envelope here. I'm not going to play Karnak, the old Johnny Carson theory, but there's something cool in here and something cool to share with you now on the show. Let's welcome in from Making Memories Travel, Mark Wimberly. Mark, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for sitting with us, hanging out with us.
I enjoy hearing the stories.
When it comes to today, you said you've got some big news. What you got?
We have organized another cruise to the Caribbean.
All right.
It'll be on Norwegian's newest ship that's not even built yet. It's the Aqua.
Wow.
It'll be January 25th of 2026, and you can get a all-inclusive style balcony cabin for about $2,000 a person.
Wow. That's a deal.
Inside's even less.
How many days?
7 days.
Wow. You leaving out of Milwaukee?
Yeah. Airfare is not included in that
Okay.
price. You
Yeah,
can
but
pick
you
your
need to
city.
get there to the dock.
Yeah. The cruise leaves out of Miami.
Oh, man. How cool is that?
Miami in January is not a bad deal.
I've seen that dock.
And you'll be back in time for Daytona.
Yeah, I've seen that dock. Yeah, it might be Rolex weekend. I'm not sure. I gotta check my schedule. That's a whole year and a half away yet. But you
Yeah.
got to think of that far ahead, don't you? Because these are lifetime experientials for a lot of people,
Yes,
isn't it?
I have a Viking River cruise for the German Christmas markets, December of 2026.
I'm sure you're already booking cabins on that.
We are.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. For cruising, the earlier you book, the cheaper it is.
Okay.
In general, unless
Okay.
you wait till the very last minute and just take whatever cabin's left, and there are people that want to do that.
We have seen the whales on our commercials this year. Cruise Alaska. How's that going?
It's excellent. Our cruise for next year is sitting at 40 cabins.
Wow.
I did 3 last night, and I have a meeting with another client tomorrow night.
Nice.
Go over a few. So.
That's a lot going on. And I also want to point out that you were really adamant about saying you're not just a cruise guy.
Right. It looks like it when you go on our website.
Yeah.
Everything I do is cruising, but we are a sandals preferred agency in the state of Wisconsin. We're one of 11 or 12. I have a sandals agent on staff. Her name's Pamela. She does all our sandal stuff. I handle FunJet as well. So if you're looking for an all-inclusive into the Caribbean, a traditional land package, we offer FunJet, Apple, all of them.
And when I travel early in the morning on a Friday or Saturday or Thursday, and I walk by the FunJet gate and all these people are ready to go, they got the short sign that says Cancun, Dominican Republic, Jamaica. I'm thinking, wait a minute, Milwaukee to those places without a stop. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go. Direct.
And Rockford has a nonstop to Costa Rica for the winter months as well.
Wow.
Every Friday.
Good to know the schedule.
Which is back. It was gone after COVID.
Okay.
This is the first year it's back, and it sells really well.
All right, what's in the envelope? I don't want to rip it open because then I have to make a sound effect and stuff.
$250 certificate for good for any 7-night cruise or all-inclusive package.
Wow, that's great. Thank you for bringing that. That's another enticing prize to get here to win. And that 7-night or all, I'm going to write it on the top here because I want to keep it blank for the drama.
There you go.
How can we get a hold of you, Mark?
You can reach me at the website is www.mymmtravel.com, or you can reach me at 262-527-1341.
And Jim, I know my wife is tuned in at home.
Hi, Sherry.
Taking care of business, and I've just figured out, according to the text I've just gotten, she wasn't watching her husband being interviewed. She wanted to hear Mark's information because the text from her says, book that trip. So
Which one? I announced 4 of them.
the first one, the new cruise.
The Aqua?
Oh, boy.
The Norwegian Jeff Wessel Aqua is what we're calling it now.
I'm going to have to
The
work
Jeff
a lot
Wessel
more
Express.
shows.
Yeah.
But thank you.
No go-kart track on that one, but it does have a water coaster on it.
Oh, nice. And you probably have to try it out before everybody else.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'll actually be on that ship for one of the inaugurals next April.
Wow, and I know that's part of what you do. You enjoy doing that. You love doing
it's
it.
Not work.
It's part of It's part of what you do, though.
It's not work.
Well, it's kind of work. You got
no, it's not.
You know what you're selling.
I know what I'm selling, but it's not work.
How about a big hand for Mark Wimberly joining us and Jeff Wessel? Thank you for booking a cruise on Making Memories Travel while we're on the air.
Happy 40th, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
Happy 40th.
Thank you for your involvement on our show. The book in front of both of these gentlemen is called Fender and Fury. We're talking to one of the co-authors next on the show. Steve Zocchi joining us. We're going to give this book away after the show. Come on down and join us. It's the Fender and Fury, the entire history of the USAC stock car division all the way through to the dirt late models that ended up being sanctioned by USAC later on. But we're talking about the stars of what we like to watch across the street at the Milwaukee Mile. The stars of USAC are in a book now with over 200 photos. We'll talk to Steve Zocchi, one of the co-authors, next on the show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show. ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And attention contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. And who doesn't like more cash? Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Allis and Waukesha. If you have questions, give them a call. 414-321-4134. ARR Recycling since 1938.
It's the granddaddy of short-track racing in the Midwest. It's the 55th running of the Oktoberfest race weekend. October 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Don't miss the intense competition as drivers throughout the nation converge at La Crosse Speedway for 4 days of great stock car racing. On Thursday, C6 divisions compete, including super late models, sportsmen, and double features for the La Crosse late model. Friday, 3 divisions will grind it out, including the super late models and the popular Dick Trickle 99. A 99-lap race run in 3 33-lap segments. Then on Saturday, 3 divisions, including the ASA Midwest Tour late model. And then it's the Big 8 late models battling for their season championship. Sunday we'll see the vintage race cars, late models, plus the granddaddy of all Midwest racing events, the Oktoberfest 200. 200 grueling laps of strategy, maneuvers, and hard-charging racing. Witness challengers and champions from across the nation battle side by side in Wisconsin's oldest and most prestigious short-track racing event. Save with a multi-day wristband. There is no other event like it. Be a part of the biggest and most unique racing event of the season. It's the 55th annual Oktoberfest Race Weekend. October 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Visit OktoberfestRaceWeekend.com for details and advance tickets. Be there.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much. American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
Precise Auto and Truck Accessories is your one-stop shop when it comes to adding style and functionality to your vehicles. Owner and late model racer Mike Grunberg has 15 years of experience installing window tinting, cat skin leather, seat heaters and seat coolers. There's a million accessories available. Ladder racks, trailer hitches, detailing, remote starters, and more. Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells is a WeatherTech Diamond dealer. Bring your vehicle to the trusted guy, Mike Grunberg at Precise Auto and Truck Accessories.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to hear Dean Strom's voice. We'll be working together for the Oktoberfest 200 call this, 2 weeks from today, right? No, it's actually this Sunday. Oh, my goodness. It's this Sunday, Oktoberfest 200, coming to La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. I have tickets to give away to that. We have a lot to do on the program, lots to give away after the show tonight as well. Come on down and join us. We're at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. This portion of our show is brought to you by BMR Electric Carts in Random Lake. Icon e-bikes go 25 miles per hour and up to 40 miles between charges. All for the hunting season. Keep in mind, Icon e-bikes will get you to where you need to go without motor noise. Be cooler on a BMR electric scooter in your choice of colors. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon electric cart dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on their Facebook page at BMR Electric Carts Company. We'll have prize giveaways after the show tonight to the audience here at Polly's, including bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, 2 4-day tickets to this weekend's Oktoberfest race weekend at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, including the championship race for the Midwest Truck Series on Saturday, 2 sets of 4 race tickets to Dells Raceway Park following races. Yep, they're coming up October 19th. The Alive for 5 finales that same Saturday. 2 other divisions joining them as well. We have car washes from Full Service Car Wash. A couple more to give out tonight. $25 gift cards, an original third-generation, locally family-owned and operated Milwaukee small business since 1986. Unlimited car washes, Full Service Car Wash. They start at just $14.99 a month. Full Service Car Wash is the best deal to keep your car clean. Locations in Hills Corners, Wauwatosa, Grafton, and West Bend. We also have this replica helmet from Interstate Batters. We're giving that away tonight. We have a metal Jeff Gordon hood featuring the iconic Sandbass Rainbow Warriors design. We're giving that away tonight. Thank you, Dick. A metal, we got Napa hats from Oak Creek Automotive. Champion brick hats from Central Services Company. 2 oil changes from Jiffy Lube. Thank you, Rachel. We got those. They're free oil changes from Jiffy Lube, 14 locations in the state of Wisconsin. We also have a $250 travel gift certificate from Making Memories Travel we just learned about. We also have we have Ricardo's Pizza Hats, Milwaukee's best pizza since 1970. We also have Walter Hats. They're hiring technicians. Walter Inc. is a great company to work for. We have a chunk of Rockford Speedway. Yes, this is a chunk from the pile off a turn 2 at Rockford Speedway. Got one of those to give away tonight. Thank you, Mark Goodman and his friend for grabbing that. We also have the DVD of the Alan Quickie movie Dare to Dream. Thank you, Max, for bringing that. We're going to give that away tonight. We have cans of Victory Fuel. Log on to drinkvictory.com to order and enter the promo code SHOW to save 10% at checkout. That's Victory Fuel, their website, drinkvictory.com. We have some racing T-shirts. Thank you, Pat Haney from Hills Corners Speedway Reunion. We also have die-cast cars, racing hats, and collectibles from Greenfield Gallery on Facebook, where they're always buying racing collections. And we also have this book right between, you know where you're looking, right there. Fendered Fury, the complete history of the USAC stock car generations of racing. I'd like to tell you that we're pretty excited to have not only the book here to give away after the show, we have one of the authors, and thanks to Steve Zocchi, we have a copy of the book Fendered Fury, the complete history of USAC stock car racing. Let's welcome in Steve to the show. Steve, welcome back.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
This is a labor of love. You were one of the co-authors of Bob Mays, Richie Murray, and Pat Sullivan. I know how much you like writing and reading and watching and living this, but now we have a book to prove that was a cool time to be around.
It certainly was. It was kind of a labor of love. I'm on the induction committee for the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, and I was out there a couple of years ago in Knoxville, and Pat Sullivan came up to me and said, I hear you're working on a USAC stock car book. I said, yeah. And he goes, so are we. I'm like, uh-oh. He goes, you want to combine forces? I'm like, heck yeah, let's do it. So along with Richie Murray and then Bob Mays, we kind of came together, and it worked out really well. Pat Sullivan and I did most of the articles in there. Richie was kind of our stat guy. Working at USAC, he's pretty much has replaced Dick Jordan.
Yep.
And he goes to all the races. He's a stat guy, just a savant. Was able to dig through the records at USAC and get all that information, including like qualifying, all the deep dive stuff. And then with Bob Mays, who's kind of our editor. He's also the curator at the American Museum of Speed in Lincoln, Nebraska. So he was very helpful too. Kind of our guy behind the curtain, so to speak.
Sure, yeah.
So, certainly a labor of love.
And when it comes to that, I mean, there's names that we can drop here that I think we should. USAC began its existence in 1956 after AAA got out of sanctioning auto races after a couple of tragic accidents in 1955. So USAC stock cars began in 1956, and they ran through the 1984 season, and then a decade later, late model racing on dirt, including Billy Moyer and the gang. But you remember the names, right? Johnny Mance, Jerry Unser, Fred Lorenzen. And then you had Troy Ruppin. I remember seeing A.J. Foyt, Parnelli Jones, Roger Ward, Roger McCluskey racing here in stock cars they're IndyCar studs. It's pretty cool that crossover came right through Milwaukee.
One of the stories that's in the book is how this all came about, really. In 1948, we had a non-sanctioned stock car race at Milwaukee. And along with Sam Nunes and Tom Marchese, they had a couple of non-sanctioned stock car races with great crowds. Also, at that time, NASCAR had started up. So Sam Nunes and Tom Marchese went to the AAA of the American Automobile Association, who was the predecessor to USAC, and said, we really need to have a stock car division. They were very, very reluctant, but they were seeing what they were able to do in Milwaukee and Trenton and Langhorne, and then also what NASCAR was starting to take off too. So they started sanctioning, and that's kind of how it all came about. 1950 was the first year.
And I think Paul Bjork, if I remember Al Krause telling me that was the first winner of the stock car race here at the Mound, 48.
Yep.
There's a lot of history crammed in just those few pages. That could have been 3 times the size. How'd you whittle it down,
Well,
Steve?
that's the thing. We could very easily have done this in about 3 volumes, especially with the photos, too. So many great photos. And that's one of the things I think a lot of people are surprised when they see the cars, especially in you're talking about the zenith of the American automobile industry in the late 60s. You got your Ford Torinos and your Dodge Chargers and Plymouth Roadrunners, and then with the aero cars with your Plymouth Superbirds and Dodge Daytonas and Torino Talladegas. Those cars are just so memorable, sharp looking cars, and people really were drawn to that. And then with these cars, I mean, USAC was racing, of course, at the mile across the street here, but also at places like Michigan International Speedway, and it just
and the Springfield Mile and those Superbirds had to adapt to all of it.
And they raced on the road courses and everywhere.
IRP road course,
It was just an incredible series, and the drivers, like I said, Parnelli Jones. He had stepped away from IndyCar racing, but he was still racing stock cars in the USAC series, and even racing up here. A famous one was his car wrecked in practice, and Ford called up and said, "Jack Bauscher, you have a backup car. Why don't you put Parnelli in it?" And those two, Jack Bauscher and Parnelli Jones, put on an epic battle out here. It was 21 and 121. Just put a little bit of electrical tape on Parnelli's car, and those two battled, and both, you're talking about alpha males just going at it, and neither one wanted to give up. And Parnelli won it.
The neat thing about this whole thing is you can get this book. It's now available. It's a real live thing from Fast Track Publishing. How do we get our hands on it, Steve?
Well, you can order it from Fast Track Publishing, or you can also look me up. There's a Facebook page, Fender Fury. You can order it direct from me. USAC was also selling them. I guess the good news is that USAC is sold out of them.
Oh, good.
So, but there's still ways of getting it either directly through me, through Steve Zotke and or Fender Fury on Facebook, or Fast Track Publishing, which there's a link at the Museum of American Speed in Lincoln, Nebraska.
And the neat thing is, I want to bring up a few more names because I saw Norm Nelson, Don White, Butch Hartman, Dean Roper. These guys all were kings to me. Dave Watson running USAC across the street. That, to me, was my childhood coming up with. And then there was that factory involvement. We had some Dodge directly involved. Ray Nichols is just down the road doing all sorts of great things. And then Parnelli would show up with a Ford, and he went 7 races in a row here in a stock car. It's amazing to know that we got a part of that, but you had to capture the entire history, not just what we loved and enjoyed around here in the Upper Midwest.
And there's a lot of anecdotes in there, especially like the Zico Lube team that was based out of Milwaukee. And then also there's a lot of trivia too, and interesting tidbits like the Milwaukee Mile hosted the most races with the Plymouth Superbirds and Dodge Daytona with the wing cars. More than Daytona, more than Talladega. The mile, they raced here 12 times between 1970 and 72.
They were a long banned by NASCAR by then, right? So a couple more seasons were still in use here in the Upper Midwest.
Yeah, they were welcomed, and guys like Roger McCluskey were just so famous in that car. And then you had guys like Butch Hartman drove it for a year, Don White, and yeah, those are the guys that so many of us remember, like you and I, as a kid, seeing these guys. And then you had like Dave Watson, who's I think is very underrated.
And Rusty coming through. I mean, it's a lot of money he spent. He and Alan Bolt spent a lot of money to run a USAC race at the mile to try to get some more heavier stock car experience.
You bet. And it just it's a way to remember a series that was hammer and tong with NASCAR in the 60s. We also have a little tidbit in there. 1970 at Riverside, USAC guys finished 1, 2, 3 over NASCAR in the early part of 1970. So it was through. But the one of the downfalls for USAC was the actual evolution of the race car.
Okay.
So as cars would get rebodied, the engineering didn't really progress in USAC as it did in NASCAR. So when somebody like Butch Hartman went down to NASCAR, he's probably a couple years behind. And they said Butch Hartman ran the whole NASCAR, and that's not really true. He only ran a partial schedule, which a lot of teams did back in those days. Mm-hmm. But it was tough. It was a very tough series, not only NASCAR but also USAC, of course.
Fender and Fury is the entire history of the USAC stock car division. It also has complete biographical information. So if you want to find out what Butch Hartman did as a family business before he came from Zionsville, Ohio, was it?
Yep.
What they did for a daily job and how Butch got a chance to race 2 or 3 different cars and getting a chance to race in NASCAR. And Dave Watson in the 1980 rookie class for the NASCAR Cup Series with Dale Earnhardt in 1979, I think it was. I mean, all those guys had a really good chance here. Won a bunch of races, and you've got complete history on the bios of these guys.
It's such a small world, and I ran into a guy in Springfield. I was down there for the Springfield ARCA race in the USAC Silver Crown, and there's a guy, he goes, yeah, my dad used to sponsor Butch Hartman. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking, oh, wait, the truck stop. He goes, SNL? He goes, yeah, SNL truck stop. Yeah, so, it's just such a small world. There's a lot of people that bought it. I was able to visit with Joe Ruttman at Wayne Lansing's museum, and he got a copy. So it's pretty neat meeting up with some of the drivers and touching base with a lot of people we haven't seen in a while.
And remind us of one of the greatest dirt late model drivers, Billy Moyer, and the impact he had when USAC sanctioned dirt late model
a lot
racing.
of people don't realize that it kind of evolved into a dirt series in the mid '80s, and they probably could have continued on that, but USAC was kind of in a flux, and it was either should we concentrate on this or the other, and then you had the Outlaws, and they were having hard enough time battling the Outlaw series in the sprint cars, so they kind of decided to walk away from the late models. But that late model series, a lot of those guys were the same guys that were running in the World 100 and into the 90s and 2000s.
Gave a series to race, gave them a lot of fun. Tell us again how we can get our hands on this book, Fender and Fury, Steve.
Yeah, you can contact me on Facebook or any social media. Just do a Google search, you'll find it. You can order it from me directly or through Fast Track Publishing through the American Museum of Speed based in Lincoln, Nebraska.
And I also know, Steve, you're adamant about preserving the history, but also being part of what is the collections, what is the reunions, what is the, hey, have you been to Springfield lately kind of thing. How much fun do you have doing that, and what do you get out of that, knowing that a lot of heart went into this book, but in reality you're living this every day given the choice?
Yeah, I think you and I both wish we were maybe a little bit older and see some of those guys that other maybe older fans got to see, but no, it's certainly it's a lot of fun, and just the people you chat with too. I did a long interview with AJ Foyt. It was supposed to be like a 20-minute, 30-minute interview, and it turned out being an hour and a half because he loved, it was a subject he hasn't talked about in a while.
Yeah.
And just chatting with people and just, so many people in the past that have helped us, and even guys like, unfortunately, a few guys that have, passed on, like Paul Goldsmith and that, talking to these guys, just, so many memories that they had and so many adventures. Somebody like Paul Goldsmith, AJ Foyt idolized Paul Goldsmith because he knew how good he was and all the things he was able to accomplish in his life, and flying into his 90s.
Wow.
As a pilot. So it was amazing. It's any project like this, it's the people you meet too that makes it so much fun.
It's really cool, and it's again Fast Track Publishing. Steve Zotke on Facebook can get you a copy. The Museum of American Speed in Lincoln, Nebraska has it available. It's going to be really cool to see this, and anytime I bring it up, saying, "Hey, do you remember that book?" I know the Krieger brothers over here, like, "Yeah, man, that's cool." When you brought one to the Milwaukee Mile for NASCAR weekend, I'm like, "Oh, they're available finally."
I will have some here for sale too if somebody wants to see me.
You have some tonight?
So, yes.
Great, good. So if you want to get a copy, we're giving one away. Buy some from Steve. Hey, they wrote this out of love, but I also want to sell you a copy. So Find Steve Zotke on Facebook or the Museum of American Speed on Facebook, or track them down in Lincoln, Nebraska. Bob Mays will get you set up there as well. I want to end this segment by asking about the Harry A. Miller Club. That's the collection of Indy cars that we've loved year upon year here, coming to the Milwaukee Mile. It's coming back.
After 2 years, really have to say thank you to Lucas Oil Speedway, Indianapolis Raceway Park, and the NHR. They opened the doors for us as we wandered through the wilderness for 2 years. But everybody was on board with it because, it's because of the renovations at the mile, ensuring its future, which is so very important. So, we are back at the Milwaukee Mile, June 27th and 28th. It's a Friday, Saturday. Looking forward to that, and it's good to be back because it's a date. It's not the traditional date that we had in past, but we had some moving parts involved, and good thing. The Milwaukee Mile is kind of busy. They got a lot of things going on out there, which is good. So we were able to get a date that worked out, and we're looking for a lot of interest this year, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. Should be a good car count, and don't be surprised. Maybe, just maybe, there may be an event the following day.
All right, and there might even be an Indy car with an engine in the back allowed in. Or am I kidding?
Oh, that's the big change we started off with. Yes,
literally,
thank you for reminding
Indy cars from day one through the front engine era are allowed at the Miller Club. Rear engines are too new until now.
The Harry Miller meet was started many years ago by Dave Elang, among others, and it was actually for just Miller-based cars and Offenhausers with no offset. So roadsters originally weren't even allowed. Right. It had to be no offset. So it was basically upright dirt cars, older Curtis cars, and the Miller cars. And the first few years we had maybe 25, 30 cars at the high end. Then they opened up the roadsters, and a lot of everybody loves who doesn't love an Indy roadster. So open that up. In the last few years, though, we've been seeing a wane a little bit of some cars not coming back in that. So we opened it up to rear-engine Offenhauser cars to showcase the Offenhausers, because we noticed we were having a lot of replicas and whatnot, but we want to have Offenhausers because that's a lineage you can trace directly to Harry Miller.
Yeah.
Back in the teens. So. We did open up. We had 4 cars there this year. They were all static, but we're hoping to have some more genuine, no replica rear-engine cars, just authentic rear-engine Offenhauser cars, and we're looking to have some more this year.
Harry A. Miller Club is what you want to search on
yes.
online.
Yes. And June 27th and 28th, it's a Friday, Saturday, and we're hoping maybe to do an event the following day on Sunday. So.
Sounds cool. How about a big hand for Steve Zonke for filling us in? You can win a copy. You can buy a copy tonight. Fender and Fury, the entire history of the USAC stock car division. I'm looking forward to reading it. It was a cool book, and I think you should get one right now. Bring your money down, see Steve, or find one online and buy it, because it's going to be worth it, because it really is history come to fore with some great effort by Bob Mays, Richie Murray, Pat Sullivan, and our guest, Steve Zotke. Thank you, Steve, for being on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. We're giving one of those after the show. Great giveaways after the program. We have a lot to cover on the program yet. We've got to talk about the world of short track racing. We've got a couple of guests here as well lined up. We're going to talk to a couple of friends of ours here from the Badger Kart Club in just a moment. Thor's Throwdown is a big money race coming for the 4 cycles at Millwright Raceway in Dowsman, Wisconsin. The Badger Kart Club is putting it on. $6,000 in person prize money on the line. We'll tell you more about that next on the show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports. Walter Inc. is hiring. Walter is on a mission to move, store, and power the world more efficiently. Walter is a rapidly growing forklift distributor and is currently seeking skilled technicians to repair forklifts, industrial batteries, generators, and beyond. Apply today at walterinc.com/careers. Walter is looking for mechanically inclined individuals to join the racers that work there. Become part of a team that is connected like family and committed to making an impact. Discover open technician positions and more at walterinc.com/careers.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
At Automatic Transmission Design, we know your vehicle is important to you. When your transmission needs servicing, take it to the best. ATD in Germantown, Wisconsin. ATD understands how important it is to get your vehicle fixed right the first time. When you take your vehicle to ATD, our ASE trained technicians will run diagnostic tests to pinpoint the exact problem and answer any questions you may have before repairs begin. ATD has been providing high-quality, honest repairs to customers for over 15 years. We service all makes and models using the best parts and equipment available. When you come to ATD, you will get an honest assessment of the problem, simple explanations, experienced technicians, competitive pricing, high-quality parts, and their 100% guarantee. Money is not the goal at ATD. It is the result of fixing the problem and returning the vehicle to you. That is their goal. The next time your vehicle needs quality transmission service, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee and know you and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
I want to welcome you to join us here at Polly's Pub and Eatery one final time on a Tuesday night. They do shuttles here all the time. Every Brewers home game, come on now. Every Brewers home game, every Bucks game, every concerts. Find out what Polly's is doing at pollyspubhandeatery.com. Find them on Facebook as well. Hey, this portion of our show is brought to you by Allied Resource Recovery. Turn your recyclable metals into cash today. ARR has locations in West Allis and Waukesha. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. It's time to remind you to stock up on Victory Fuel. 6-time Chili Bowl Midget Nationals driver and owner champion Kevin Swindell has originated Victory Fuel, a drink fueled by electrolytes and charged with vitamins that is naturally sweetened and kid-friendly because there's no caffeine or carbonation. When buying online, get it shipped to your door. It's easy. Use the money-saving code to save 10%. It's log on to drinkvictory.com. Use the code word SHOW, S-H-O-W, at checkout and save that money. It's time to shine the spotlight on this week's Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing drivers and members of the Badger Car Club. Anderson's is a proud sponsor and supporter of World of Outlaws racer Bill Baylog and modified pilot Jason Gross. Try Anderson's in your coffee or tea or on vanilla ice cream. Take it with you with Pure Fuel, Maple Energy on the go. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup at your favorite grocer. Anderson's, over 95 years of syrup perfection. Anderson'sMapleSyrup.com. We now welcome in our friends we told you about. We're now going to hear from them directly on how big of a deal it is. There's a points championship to be won this coming Sunday at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, but on October 13th, it's all about the cash. Let's welcome in from Badger Kart Club, Racing for the Money on Thor's Throwdown coming up October 13th. We have Vincent Frizz in the middle. We got Corey Carlson to my left, and across the way, Louis Palmisano. Guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Corey, we're starting with you because you got the notes in front of you. I'm just going to make stuff up. This is a big deal. $6,000 in person prize money to race for 4 cycles at Millwright Raceway on October 13th. Tell us more about how it came about and what's all going to come down.
Yeah, so my first year on the board, and Joe Palmisano has been on for quite a few years, and we had a big race earlier this year, the Millwright Shootout, which was part of the USPKS.
That was a big money deal too.
Yeah, it was. I think over $20,000 they put up for that. And we were in our board meeting. We were talking about it, and they were talking about how they have a sword that they give away, and it's prestigious to win the sword. And kind of leaned over to Joe, and I said, "Why don't we do a money race for the four strokes?" The four strokes comprise about 70 to 75% of the carts that are at the club. It's more of an economical. It really puts the race in the driver's hands. It's a very evenly run motor program. Chassis have obviously some adjustment there, but a lot of it comes down to the driver itself. So typically they don't have big money races for those because there's not a lot of money in them. So we talked about, if they have a sword, let's do something different. So we decided they'll have a sword, we'll have a Thor's hammer. So we came up with literally on a whim. We just came up with the Thor's Throwdown, and as we talked about it, Joe and I put a lot of effort into it over the next several weeks. We got quite a few sponsors on board for it now, and we're looking for a huge turnout. We have a multitude of tracks in the area that are running the same tire that we run. So just like any sanctioning body, right? You have different tire brands that you can run, different compounds. We run MG Oranges exclusively at our track for the four strokes. And there's a lot of tracks around us now that are also running it, so it makes it easy for them to basically take their equipment that they already have, bring it on up. Very low entry fee. It's $60 registration per class. And I say per class because we have drivers that are going to be running senior medium. They'll be running senior heavy. They'll also be running Ignite series. So we don't typically run the Ignite series at Badger Kart Club. It's more of a traveling series, more a little bit down south, out west.
Okay.
So they don't just run a crate motor like the LO206, but they actually run a crate kart chassis as well.
Oh, okay.
Kind of have finite adjustment on it.
Yep.
So it really even goes further to putting it into the driver's hands. So we're bringing them in for this as well. Joe and Lewis will talk a bit about his Ignite experience as well. It's a great series that they run. We're bringing them up for that. We have a lot of guys traveling up, and again, we have multitude of guys that will be jumping it, even from Badger, that are going to be renting out carts or getting put in a seat, and they'll run for the championship for that as well.
Corey Carlson's son Caden was on the show with us when we were at the Greenfield Gallery Car Show in Mugwanago. A couple of other carts were there as well. It was really great to see that before the 65th anniversary of Badger Kart Club. But I say that because you guys have won a championship this year, and I'm sure this buzz has been active since you decided to put out the idea that there's a money race, guys. What do you want to know? Right?
Yeah, and it's again, for my son, right? I mean, he's growing up with watching his Uncle Chris race and hearing the stories of my dad racing, Greg Carlson. And so it's his first chance to get out there and race for some money. And that was kind of a lot of where this comes from. Joe's background in sprint car racing, my background in dirt. We race for money. It's what we do. So that was a lot of the premise there is to bring some of that dirt feel to the track. We have a lot of guys that come out that have a lot of racing experience, Majeskis, things of that nature, UTECs.
Yep.
So trying to give it that same feel that you get at some of these other tracks and give these guys really something to race for.
Drivers' meetings at 9 a.m. on October 13th. We'll bring in Vincent Frizz. Now, Vincent, you've already captured a championship this year at Road America, I'm told.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to racing the Thor's Throwdown at Millwright Raceway in Dousman on October 13th?
I really want to bring home that hammer, man. It's just, it's so iconic. I would just want that in my bedroom every night. Makes me a little happier.
What class or classes are you going to run, Vincent?
As of right now, just senior medium. He's really trying to get me to run heavy.
But I imagine you're really pretty good at the senior medium. You know what you got, right?
I'm not that bad, but I'm still trying to keep up with his son. So,
when it comes to racing this is going to bring some new competition, it sounds like, to the area.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of the Margay guys are coming up. I'm really looking forward to racing them because I know a lot of them do this so well. It's just to have new competition and new names to just pit yourself against to see how you are genuinely. Because like he said, a lot of this is just driver skill. It's not who can buy the better motor. It's not who can buy the better kart. It's driver skill. So the more drivers you can race, the better you can gauge yourself and improve yourself.
How long have you been doing this, Vincent?
This is my third year.
Okay. So when you get into this, you got way into this. And I know four of my brothers raced karts at one time. Our other Ron actually won 3 senior heavy championships at Badger and Briggs and Stratton. So I know the work that he put in to win one class championship in a given season over the course of several years. There's a lot of work that goes into this. We're talking end of season now, Vincent. So you're like, wait a minute. You're throwing money at me at the end of the year? I don't have to run for points? What do you think? That's had to be pretty exciting for you guys.
I'm loving it. It's allowing more to try and make up any mistakes over the season or improve the kart for next year if anything needs to be replaced or new carts or stuff like that, just new setups, this money really allows me to not have to spend money to make money because it's at the end of the season.
Sure.
Everything's already set up. Everything's already in the swing of things. So just getting this would open up a lot of more opportunities.
Yeah. Hey, Lewis, thanks for bringing your cart down. Is this the one you're going to race on Sunday, October 13th?
Yes. I'll be racing 2 carts.
All right.
I'll be racing my Ignite as well.
Okay.
In the Ignite Senior class, which is going to be really cool. It's first time that Badger has Ignite raced, which is really cool. Having a spec class.
How many times have you raced against these guys and gals coming to Dousman?
A lot.
Okay.
Over this year.
So you traveled to Indiana, other places?
We traveled to Gateway in St. Louis. We traveled to Midstate, which is in Springfield, and Iowa, which is 61 Cartway. And we ran the Quincy Grand Prix in Quincy, Illinois as well.
How was that?
It was pretty fun, honestly.
Street racing, right?
Street racing.
Yeah. I remember those days. I never got to that one. I got to the Durand Bulldog Sprints on the Oval in Illinois. Never got to be to the Quincy with the big nationals. But it's pretty cool you guys get to do this now. And I'm thinking, Lewis, you going to freshen anything, or are you going to try to just get everything dialed in this Sunday for the final point race and then really click it into gear?
Yeah. We're going to get the cart's been dialed in. It's just been straightened. And motor is getting refreshed again, ready for Doris Throwdown.
I'm excited for you guys. Corey, what's going to go on? You going to get some practice time on Saturday, or are you starting at Sunday morning, that's it?
No. So obviously with these guys traveling in, and as the guys were saying, you got guys coming in that have never stepped foot in Badger before. So we're going to have a structured practice on Saturday. So they'll be able to come out. Structured meaning we'll have it broken up by divisions. So you're not going to have running over little kids, things of that nature. Let them get out by themselves, get their lap times. But then also start getting it set. The real interesting part is, so traditionally Badger only races in the dry. Being that in October, we ultimately decided this was going to run rain or shine.
Whoa.
So for a lot of us that are going to be at the track,
Vincent's smile is really getting big now.
Yeah.
Continue, please.
Yeah, as wrenching on Caden's cart, I've never put a rain tire on her cart, so we have no idea what to expect. I know Caden's doing his homework and he's watching every YouTube video he can find, trying to figure out exactly, setup-wise and driving style-wise to run in the wet, just so we can start figuring that stuff out.
Without giving out your home address, are you watering down the street near you to practice?
We found a brand new parking lot that's real slippery.
There you go. That'll work. Vincent, what's your strategy that we can't tell anyone else about?
Well, obviously, got to use that Saturday practice wisely.
Yeah.
I'm already starting to plan out what I'm going to try and think about for setups. Already starting, like you said, researching. We have the whole season leading up to this, so I'm going to hopefully can bring everything we learned this season in to get as close as we can to that front.
And I know my brother Tom racing nationally, there are certain tracks that you gravitate to, and you know who the locals are that are racing nationally that are really good. How much do you anticipate being bugged, tugged, pestered already about what they do for gearing and setup and tire pressures for what you're going to do race against these guys that are coming around here for the first time?
I don't know. We'll see. With being new to racing, I don't have much interaction with people outside of our track, but
then you can point the other guy, hey, go see him.
Yeah, that's often what I do. Then I'll go over and listen for myself.
Right. Let's find out together, shall we?
I'll jump in real quick, Jim.
Yeah.
So the four strokes, the biggest touring division is CKNA, so Cup Karts North America. The October 13th, Saturday 12th and 13th is actually their Grand National Championship weekend.
Okay.
Down in Indiana. So primarily all of the fastest guys are going to be down there.
All right.
And so we sat there in the board meeting, we talked about it, and we were trying to find an open weekend to do this race, and we wanted to make sure that we could have a really good kart count. So the opportunity that's given a lot of these guys that aren't nationally touring is that you're racing for money, but those nationally touring guys are going to be running down at their race, and we're anticipating having a lot of folks come up solely because this is their chance to race without having to worry about the national champions rolling in there and figuring the track out after one practice session.
Yep. And Vincent, for you, this is home track, but it's also a way to say, okay, I can dial myself in. I don't have to worry about 19 other guys potentially costing me doing something crazy to get the show.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to not just be best of the rest anymore. It's an opportunity to really show, compared to the other guys. And like you said, it's going to be a more through a strainer almost for these people. Because, yes, we have people coming in, and it's going to be more the people who think they can be competitive that race. So it's going to be a lot more. Every position is going to matter, and it's going to be fought for, but it's not going to be too much of an issue like when it comes to like new drivers or anything. It's going to be people that know what they're doing and enjoy it and can do it well.
It's going to be great racing, too, because if you think about it, those national guys are elsewhere. That means that we had some really good racers here, some regional guys, some people that want to try it. They're like, yeah, I'm not racing for points, so let's give it a shot, win some cash.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. Where can we find out more information about the classes, racing, and what's going on, Corey?
Yeah, so we've been making a bunch of posts on the Facebook page. So we've really kind of stepped up our social media presence this year.
I've seen that, yes.
Yeah, so trying to get as much out there as possible. So check out the Badger Car Club Facebook page, Badger Car Club community page as well. Yeah, like I said, it's free admission, so anybody can come on out. My biggest thing that I've looked at forever, obviously I was basically born at a racetrack, right?
Yeah.
Grew up walking through the same pits as you were walking through. And I really never made my way out to Badger. And I think really what folks around here miss is how close to home we have one of the nicest racing facilities, realistically, in the country for go-karting. And I'm pushing for some other big things at the club that hopefully we can talk about soon. That'll make it even better. But I really invite folks that have kids that are already involved in racing, come on out to the track, see what it's about. I'm a dirt guy at heart. I'll always be a dirt guy, but I got to admit, I'm having a lot of fun out there. So if you can take a dirt guy like me and turn me into a road racing guy, there's something to be said for it.
And their season championships are on the line for those teams that have not locked up the title. They're points racing for their final time this coming Sunday at Millwright Raceway. Admission's free for that as well. But the big race we're talking about tonight is on Thor Sport. The Thor Throwdown is on Sunday, October 13th. Drivers all have to show up and be ready at 9 o'clock. If you're not a morning guy, that's okay, because they'll be racing all morning, probably doing the last round of, I'm guessing, one more practice round, or is it only Saturday practice, racing on Sunday?
It'll be only practice on Saturday
Okay.
and then racing on Sunday. But I can tell you, Jim, that we're expecting potentially 50 to 60 karts in just senior medium alone. So if you've been out there,
Yeah.
we're averaging 32 to 35 karts in senior medium just on an average
That's great.
race day.
That's
so
great.
It'll be something to see.
Yeah, it's going to be great. How about I say it for these guys? They're taking time out, bringing the cart down. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Vincent, for coming down on your celebratory tour of your championship. Let's hope you bag the big Thor's Throwdown, the Thor hammer. That'd be awesome. Next April, we do our show, so maybe bring that Thor's hammer back, okay? Maybe that's an open invite for whoever wins it, Lewis. That's you, too. And if this Carlson kid wins, we'll talk about it.
I wouldn't invite him.
We'll be right back with a couple more friends in the world of short track racing, the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. When we come back, stick around.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is Southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Volansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Dallas.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement, 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
Grassroots drag racing is open to everyone at Great Lakes Dragway in Union Grove. Make GLD your home track. Come and enjoy the show or challenge your friends to be part of the show. Bracket racing for all classes and juniors opens this weekend. Pro classes, street classes, and even bikes and sled classes. Check our website for the most updated calendar and upcoming big shows. GreatLakesDragaway.com.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our final Tuesday night show of 2024. You can watch any of our shows, tonight's show or 2 years ago's show, on our website. RacingRoundupShow.com is our website. We also find our YouTube page there. Love to follow along on Facebook. We're going to have some new content. Bill Helen promises he's going to have some new stuff throughout the offseason as well. We're going to have a lot of fun things to keep you up on world of racing. So if you just follow us, believe me, we're going to have some fun with you even after our last show airs here to this evening. This portion of our show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series, which is supported by Epic Media and Pathfinder Chassis. The championship will be decided this Friday night during the Oktoberfest 200 race weekend at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. I think it might be Saturday, sorry. For all the latest news and series info, find out for sure the race date at MidwestTruckSeries.com. Hey, set your DVRs and watch Milwaukee's only motorsports TV show. This weekend's Racing Roundup TV show includes interviews from this past Saturday's Napa Car Care Fair in Greenfield. Our TV show airs twice this Sunday at 9 a.m. on My 24 and at 12:30 p.m. on CW18 Milwaukee. That's 9 a.m. on My 24 and at 12:30 p.m. on CW18 Milwaukee this Sunday. Special thanks to more of our sponsors who made our show possible, our TV show possible, specifically Bonafide Security Solutions, Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, Making Memories Travel, Hefner Racing Products, Schlafer Auto Body, DeAngelo's Construction, Lake Park Pub, Keith's Marina, and Old Creek Automotive for sponsoring our road shows this year. Milwaukee Napa Auto Care Centers as well. A big thank you to American Foundation Specialists as well. We'll talk to Tony Zeider in just a moment about his involvement and his great support of our program. Can't thank Tony enough. We'll talk to him about their great family business here in just a few minutes. It's time for the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report for cameras and alarm systems for your home or business, programmed card access, custom-made security doors, on-call locksmith work and more. It's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online to bonafidesafe.com. Their slogan is what they believe. They protect what you value. They just put on social that they can move your safe, whether it be up a floor or to the next building over or down the street. They can move entire safes safely. Call Bonafide Safe at 262-790-9400 or go online to bonafidesafe.com. CK Contractors LLC.com brings us the Wilmot Raceway and Wisconsin Winglet Sprints coverage. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation, retention pond building, and more. Visit CKContractorsLLC.com. Johnny Fall won the last race of the year, and Zach Radart won the championship of the Wisconsin Winglet Sprints on Saturday night at the Plymouth Dirt Track. In total, there were 5 titles decided Saturday during the 7th annual Wisconsin Sprint Car Championships. Scotty Thiel won the bumper-to-bumper IR Outlaw Sprint Series for the first time. He won it by doing it the right way. He won the feature on Saturday as well. He was quite emotional in Victory Lane as he thanked his supporters. Danny Schlafer of Schlafer's Auto Body finished 5th of the race that ended the season and ended his season 3rd in points. Mike New won the IRA Lightning Sprints race. Mark Heinert finished 3rd and won the series championship by 18 points over Nick Petska. Wisconsin NASCAR racer Josh Blicky won his heat race, his first sprint car win, and Ben Schmidt repeated as MSA 360 Sprint Series champion and capped off his season with a feature win at Plymouth. That also secured him the Plymouth 360 Track Championship. Congrats, champ, on returning there and both honors. Clayton Rossman, as we talked about earlier tonight with Jeff Wessel with HRP, earned his MSA 360 Rookie of the Year honors Saturday night as well. Congrats to recent show guest Emily Billing. She joined us at Utica Bar in Utica. She won 2 of the 3 Bandolero features over the weekend at Jefferson Speedway. Dylan Schwanbeck won the overall Legends State Championship. Dylan's been on our show before. Hey, the Midwest Truck Series race, part of the rescheduled Jefferson Speedway Wisconsin State Championship stock car races that were to take place 2 weeks ago. They're now going to happen on Friday and Saturday, October 11 and 12. Next weekend, as in this weekend, I should say, is the Midwest Truck Series Championship race. That'll decide their points championship at Oktoberfest. They've elected to go ahead and race the Midwest Truck Series during the Jefferson Speedway Wisconsin State Championships as a non-point race. That'll pay $1,000 to the winner there, $250 to start. It'll be a special event for the Midwest Truck Series to wrap up their season as a non-point show. Michael Grunberg of Precise Auto and Truck Accessories leads the late model entries for the October 11-12 Wisconsin State Championships featuring the V8 powered cars. Along late models, Sportsman and Hobby Stocks are racing both nights as well. Rain postponed the BC 39 USAC National Midget Finale from Saturday to Sunday. Former Badger Midget champion Chase McDermott looked mighty impressive Thursday night. As I was watching my hotel room on Flow, he won his first ever USAC National Midget race at the dirt track inside Indianapolis Motor Speedway on prelim night for the BC 39. He finished third in his another prelim night. Started on the front row of Sunday's rain postponed from Saturday race. He said, I raced 38 good laps. The race was 39 laps in distance. Coming to the white flag, Chase biked it on the bottom. His nose landed pointing to the infield. He had to get out of it. He gassed it, and he ran through some ruts and lost momentum enough to have two drivers pass him. Capitalizing were Cannon McIntosh, racing for Keith Coons Motorsports, and his teammate Jade Avedisian. She also raced past McDermott to the checkered flag to finish 1-2 ahead of Chase, a disappointing third. This week is Oktoberfest race weekend. 4 days of racing, culminating Sunday with the ASA Midwest Tour finale, the Oktoberfest 200 lap at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. We have 4-day Oktoberfest tickets to give away after tonight's show, thanks to Chuck Deary. The Midwest Truck Series Championship will be decided Saturday night. I got it right. Saturday night, Brandon Reichenberger holds a 28-point lead over Eugene Gregorich and is 37 up on Chester Ace. Oak Creek Automotive sponsored and Making Memories Travel sponsored. James Swan is fifth in the standings. Congrats to Carson Quapple. He won a grandfather clock by winning the big 300-lap Martinsville late model race. He's the son of Janesville, Wisconsin native Travis Quapple, the 2003 NASCAR Truck Series champ. Carson Quapple won the clock in Martinsville. He's looking for his third title. I don't think he'll get it, though, because he's busy racing some NASCAR Xfinity Series races now for Junior Motorsports, including this Saturday at Talladega. He'll be in the number 88 Xfinity car, so looking to see Carson hopefully move into a more permanent position in the NASCAR ranks. We have 2 4-packs of race tickets to the Dells Raceway Park for the following 150 races after our show ends tonight. Race date for the rain date, don't have one. We're going racing. We're going racing. We're not going to worry about rain. It's going to be great weather. October 19th is the race day. It's the finale for the Alive for 5 Super Late Models, along with 602 Outlaw Late Models and Midwest Dash Series. It'll be an afternoon show starting at 2 p.m. on October 19th. DellsRacewayPark.com has the details. I was in Kansas for the Kansas Speedway announcement on Friday. The ARCA president, Ron Drager, announcing the 2025 ARCA schedule. There will be a race in Wisconsin. It's on Friday night, August 22nd at Madison International Speedway. The Daytona season opener for the ARCA Series is going to be airing live on Fox, the big network, on Saturday of the Daytona 500 weekend. I had a really nice chat with Charlie Menard as well before he went up on stage to announce Menards has extended their series sponsorship of ARCA going forward. It's going to be kind of cool to see how that all comes together. My 2024 race schedule is still going on. It includes this Saturday Toledo Speedway ARCA finale, working with NASCAR Productions, then traveling early Sunday to La Crosse to call the Oktoberfest 200 Midwest Tour Championship race with Dean Strom on TrackTV.com. I'm in the booth for the Winchester 400 ASA Stars National Tour race on Sunday, October 13th, also on TrackTV.com. I've been asked to give more of the schedule. I've been traveling to Miami to work the PA booth with Dean for all 3 NASCAR National Series races on the weekend of October 27th. It's then out to call the All-American 400 on TrackTV.com, the Crown Jewel, and the ASA Stars National Tour Championship race on Sunday, November 3rd. The weekend of November 14th through 16th, I'll be in Las Vegas at the Bull Ring to call the 50,000 to win Wings Sprint Car Open Wheel Showdown Championship on Speed Sport. December 4th through 9th, I'll be working pit road for Flow Racing in the 50 grand to win Snowball Derby as well in Pensacola, Florida. And if you're going to the PRI show, look me up in the Hoosier booth. I'll be talking to a bunch of racers and guests in their booth throughout the entire show. That kind of does it for me. And the World of Short Track Racing is going to continue on. Just a couple of great specials coming up. Looking forward to seeing you participate in those as you can, or take them in, hopefully in person. We're now joined by a gentleman who's been around racing for a long time. A long time as a supporter, sponsor, promoter, now dad of a car owner. Okay, maybe you own the car, but he puts his name on the side. How about a big hand for Tony Zeider joining us here from American Foundation Specialists?
Hey, thank you for having me tonight.
Thanks for being here. How many years has it been, Tony, since you got involved in racing for the first time, throwing money at it?
I started in 1973.
Wow.
And I go back to the Bill Preetzel and Mike Milius cars, identically the same, and through them all the way up. I bought a speedway in Madison called Capital Speedway.
Yeah.
Now my son's driving a late model, and my seasons are coming to an end. This is the very last year that I personally are going to be involved in racing, and I'm going to finally retire for the 4th time for good.
All right, this is a big deal.
This is a big deal.
Your heart
for
has led
me.
you back many times, but this is the one you're thinking.
Well, I'm going in for a new shoulder on the 17th of October, which is, I can't walk with a cane. I got a bad knee. So I'm going to head down to my Florida home in Key Largo on the water and spend the winter down there and come back in May and do my knee.
Wow. That's a lot of taking care of Tony time.
I think Jamie probably will be here, and he'll do just as fine. He's figuring out finally at the end this car that we purchased for an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
And, you know, racing is getting to be no more fun. I mean, the fun is going out when you get at the top because it's just pure raw dollars. And I love auto racing. I love dirt. I mean, there's nothing like dirt. And I'm not picking on you or anybody else, but I'm just saying if racing was to be the only thing, it should be on dirt. I don't know why they put asphalt underneath some of those tires, but that's just the way it has been for all these years. But I love dirt, and I will stick around. I will help a little. I'll be on the outside edges.
Okay.
But I'm going to be turning the company and everything over to my son this October, which is coming. It's right now. It's going to happen in the next couple, 2-3 weeks.
Wow. So Jamie Zyder raced a dirt late model across the upper Midwest, and on a given occasion, we've talked to Jamie about, hey, if it's raining in Illinois, what's happening in Iowa? Well, okay, if they aren't raining, where are we going? We're going to Missouri by tomorrow night. I mean, those kind of fun chasing times may be shorter in time span for you.
Well, if it wouldn't be for Mike Kalinowski, that kid has been with us at two different times. If it wouldn't be for Mike, we wouldn't be racing. Jamie runs the company right now, and
he's busy. He's telling me he's super busy.
He's constantly busy. So the thing is that in our behalf, I love racing. So Michael's always there. He does exactly what he can do for Jamie.
Sure.
He makes the car correct, and we go racing, and we do pretty doggone well.
And when it comes to the business side of things, American Foundation Specialist, you've been around for a long time.
Yep.
The big sign on the wall says the Basement Company.
Yep. It started in 1969. And got out of the service, and that's how it started. And I needed a job, and I didn't want to work for my dad. So that's how it all started, and it's just history from there on. I mean, I started with concrete, and then went into basements, and now we only do foundations only. But my son will do well, I know, and he's very, very good, and people like him.
And people are holding on to their homes longer.
Oh, yeah. People
and
are
they want to make sure, and if they're going to add on, they got to make sure the foundation's right for any sort of that thing.
You betcha.
And that's what you guys do?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and we have a awful good crew that's been with us a long time. We praise our employees because a lot of people have lost a lot of good employees because nobody physically wants to work today anymore. And we are a physical company. So the thing is that with my son running it, the crew behind him, and me over watching everything, he'll do just fine. Will I participate? I probably will show up. But the thing is that I don't want to have a have-to-do job.
Yep.
You know, I just want to be able to come and enjoy life. I'm 77 years of age, and I've been chasing racing for over 40 years.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I just want to relax. I want to enjoy, I hope, 15 more years.
Okay.
You know, so with that said, I think it's about time for me to bow out.
Wow.
And have my son take over, and he'll do just fine.
1973, Hales Corner Speedway. That's about the time my dad would. Well, my family was already going to Hales Corner Speedway then, but I remember vividly that I would read Midwest Racing News cover to cover about that time. Could not get enough of it, and seeing all the cars you presented and all the drivers that got to race against you, and when you guys raced outside the area is a big deal. You guys did a lot of big time stuff.
We started traveling way back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And when we were buying race motors from out of state, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we went first class.
Yep.
I mean, at least I could say we did everything the best way we could. However, it cost me an absolute fortune, which was stupid. I mean,
but you got a lot of pictures. You got some trophies.
I got pictures.
Stories.
I got trophies, but no money.
Oh, okay.
You know, so the few little bucks I'm going to get is from the kid when I retire. So. I'm in. That's the end of my history of auto racing.
So we're kind of catching it at the tail end of the fourth round of retirement.
This is it. This is the real one where I quit.
Well, American Foundation Specialist is in good hands. Your son Jamie's doing a great job. If you need any sort of foundation work on your home or your business, or you're looking at a property that you may want to get assessed kind of thing, I'm asking you guys to be right there to help
Or
out.
if you got my number, I'll give you a better deal. So
427-1000. I can't remember. I remember the jingle. You hear it all the time on the shows.
That's the office number. But the thing is, if you got my cell phone, just don't hesitate to call. I'll still be I'll still be here. I need something to do.
Yeah.
Retired people who sit home with a remote die. I'm not going to do that.
10-4.
I'm going to go to races.
All right.
I'm going to enjoy myself.
It's going to be fun watching you try to enjoy yourself.
It was a pleasure working with you guys. Our company will probably stay with you forever. But the thing is that at the same time, I'm going to call her quits.
Okay. Hey, we've appreciated you being around for 51 years and counting.
It's a long time.
We've only been around for 40 years, but it's been a pleasure to have the process intertwined with what you guys get to do, and we're so appreciative of your sponsorship of our TV show and this program, Tony. Thank you.
I've loved racing, and we'll be with you as long as I can.
How about a big hand for Tony Zyder, everybody? Thank you, Tony. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Best of luck on the 17th with your shoulder surgery. And if you do need information or involvement with American Foundation Specialists, make sure you look them up. 414-427-1000 is the number, and they can get you squared away when it comes to foundations. They want to go racing too, so make sure they're a little busier. Yeah, exactly. We're coming right back with more, including Bill Holland in our next segment here on the program. Stick around for our final Tuesday show at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
It's the granddaddy of short track racing in the Midwest. It's the 55th running of the Oktoberfest race weekend. October 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Don't miss the intense competition as drivers throughout the nation converge at La Crosse Speedway for 4 days of great stock car racing. On Thursday, C6 divisions compete, including super late models, sportsmen, and double features for the La Crosse late model. Friday, 3 divisions will grind it out, including the super late models and the popular Dick Trickle 99. A 99-lap race run in 3 33-lap segments. Then on Saturday, 3 divisions, including the ASA Midwest Tour late model. And then it's the Big 8 late models battling for their season championship. Sunday we'll see the vintage race cars, late models, plus the granddaddy of all Midwest racing events, the Oktoberfest 200. 200 grueling laps of strategy, maneuvers, and hard-charging racing. Witness challengers and champions from across the nation battle side by side in Wisconsin's oldest and most prestigious short track racing event. Save with a multi-day wristband. There is no other event like it. Be a part of the biggest and most unique racing event of the season. It's the 55th annual Oktoberfest Race Weekend, October 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Visit OktoberfestRaceWeekend.com for details and advance tickets. Be there.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or Short Tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Hey, we're back with you. One final segment of our 2024 season. We have a whole bunch of people to thank, and it's really been a lot of fun when it comes to national drivers, short track drivers, drag racing drivers. We talked about everybody this year. It's been such a pleasure, such a joy to cover so many different aspects of motorsports. We encourage you to go to our website, racingroundupshow.com. Check out our shows, archived, on demand. You can look at them, watch them, share with your friends. Love to have you involved in our program coming up. Season 41's here before you know it, come April. We want to thank our friends at Schlafer Auto Body and Sales Atlanta for their support of our show again this year. If you want to look for your next auto body repair of your daily driver or fleet of work trucks, go to Schlafer Auto Body. They take care of everything for you. They work with all insurance companies. 4 generations since 1974 of racers have been getting it done the right way. Search them on Facebook, Schlafer Auto Body. Great people, great family. Looking forward to seeing them at the racetrack where they go racing with their 3rd generation now. Yeah, 2 boys after Grandpa Al and son Danny finishing 3rd in points in IRA this year. We encourage you to support all of our sponsors. They're listed on our website, racingroundupshow.com. I'd like to verbally thank and project the idea that we could not do the show without them. Thank you, Central Services Company, Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin, Matt Rapina and the Rapina Group, Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. Jiffy Lube, thanks again. Rachel for being here. Appreciate it very much. Road America, Adams Towing, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment, Auto Trans Design, the Badger Kart Club, Danny Lynch's, Dell's Raceway Park, Diamond Racing Wheels, Making the Cut Tree and Asphalt Services, Wilmot Raceway, and the Kenosha County Fairgrounds. Love being there as part of their deal. The Cellar Bar and Grill in Oak Creek, Ken Sports of Green Bay and Kaukauna, Madison International Speedway, IRA Outlaw Sprints, Oktoberfest Weekend, and Greenfield Gallery, among many others that we say thank you for being part of our 2024 season. We also want you to check out our website, racingroundupshow.com. It's on YouTube as well. Check us out there, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. We have a bunch of fun. We will continue to showcase some cool racing throughout what we call the off-season, which is not that long, and it's not going to be too long before we head right back to covering short track racing and all things racing here in Wisconsin and the upper Midwest and the world of motorsports for our 41st year. Joining us for one final time, a man who brought some good stuff with him. Let's welcome back Bill Holland. Bill, thanks for coming back on the show and your involvement this year.
Hey, thanks, Jim. It's been a great opportunity. I've really enjoyed working with you and this awesome team that you've assembled that folks don't get to see, but I got to tell you, the Racing Roundup team, super people to work with, and really glad to be a part of this.
Yeah, we could not do that without the crew. Matt Rapina, Dave Schmelzer, thank you guys. Thank you for everything. Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Mark Goodman, and Bruce Blodgett help us a bunch with a lot of what's going on behind the scenes and setting up and taking down. Thank you, Joe Lapine and Faye Hendricks, for all your involvement as well. I also want to thank Sherry Prague for her online involvement, and Dean Strom has been a great component, as well as my son Sam. So it's really cool to have everybody as the team. I'm eager to know, Bill. I haven't told anybody. Where'd you go this weekend to cover?
One of my favorite events in central Wisconsin is the fall shootout at Marshfield Motor Speedway for a variety of reasons. I've covered that track now for more than a quarter century, and over the last 15, 20 years, it's no secret, Marshfield has struggled in terms of drawing crowds and getting cars, particularly on the super late model end.
Okay.
This year's fall shootout, a grandstand that's nearly full, and 28 super late models. It was a really good night, a really good day at Marshfield Motor Speedway.
Let's take you there now. Here's Bill Holland's final In the Groove for our Tuesday shows on the Racing Roundup Show.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the groove at Marshfield Motor Speedway, where the end of the season fall shootout is more than living up to the advanced publicity. We've got just shy of 30 super late models here this afternoon. and a track championship to be decided. There's a lot to race for on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's been a breakout season for Derek Van Driel, who comes into the night with a tiny 2-point lead in the chase for his first championship.
The car this year has been really stout pretty much everywhere I go. I've been super happy. Whatever happens tonight. If I win the championship, that'd be great, but if not, we don't have anything to hang our heads on this year.
Right behind Van Driel is third-generation racer Dylan McAfee. He's also chasing his first super late model title.
Yeah, that's one thing with all the cars coming here for championship night is whoever walks out with it, they're going to make sure they made them work for it and they earned it.
Visitors include former NASCAR Truck Series champion Johnny Sauter, wheeling the Gene Coleman-owned 19 car.
It's just fun to go race, and I've had this car in my shop. I actually did a little bit of work to it over the summer. Gene was nice enough to let me have it, so to work on it. So who knows? We're just going to go out there and do the best we can today and see where it goes.
The 9 of NASCAR driver Derek Kraus, tonight driven by his dad. Mark Kraus has a lot of laps at Marshfield Motor Speedway.
I want to say I'm here just to have fun, but no, I'm here to win. Hate to say it, but I can't. I mean, it's pretty high expectations not being in a car for quite a few years, but yeah, I've come here to be at least competitive.
Third-generation driver Greg Bach makes his return to Marshfield Motor Speedway. His grandfathers Jim Bach and Sonny Immerfall raced in central Wisconsin for decades.
Yeah, that's for sure. They are definitely both very well known. It's always great to those are some of my earliest memories at the racetrack is going to watch them.
Kulwicki driver development finalist Levon Vandergeest currently sits second in ASA Midwest Tour points. He's another contender for the win.
We always go up against the best competition we can find, but like the wins, they mean a lot. They add a lot of confidence to what we're doing, that we're doing the right thing, so it would mean a lot.
In qualifying, it's another KDDP finalist setting fast time. Tundra Series champ Ty Fredrickson is fastest on the stopwatch.
Always fast competition when we come here, and we're always pretty good, and running up front makes racing a lot more fun, I can tell you that.
There's a lot of racing before the super late model feature. In the Extreme 4-cylinder class, it all breaks loose in turn 3, and Phil Maloff's 32 is launched airborne. A hard hit for the Manitowish Waters driver. The red flag is out. Maloff's not hurt, but he's not happy either. Best battle on the racetrack is for second. Pat Dickman in the 0 and Anna Price in the 64 car. Up front, Tim Anderson has the field covered. The 2023 Marshfield champion with a fall shootout win at his home track.
The competition this year, we set the bar pretty high last year, and everybody wanted to come out and beat the 27 car, and that's what they had to do, and that's what they did, and we got it done tonight, though. I got it done in the 96 car tonight, actually.
The biggest field of sportsman cars here in years takes the green in our main event. Steven Shimkoviak and Rick Byer on the front row leading the way. We've got drivers from all over the state, even a couple of dirt cars in the field. Weston's Carson Sillers in the 2 was fastest in qualifying. He's got a lot of work to do to get to the front. Landry Potter's 57 is a head-turner at any track that car shows up at. He's battling with Clover's Jim Cormack in the 7 and Fox Valley driver Kyle Quella in the 22. Up front, Brian Weinfurter out of Wisconsin Rapids leads the way in the 24 car. He's won a lot of races and championships at both Golden Sands and Marshfield. Weinfurter, wheeling the car his late father won a championship in here more than 20 years ago, takes the win in Marshfield's fall shootout.
This car me and my dad would have built when I was a senior in high school, and my dad had raced it for the first 7 years, I think it was. And then he passed away in 2002. That's when I started driving it. So it's been around for quite a while, and we started racing here in, I think it was 96 when they paved the track.
Before the super late model feature, the hauler of longtime Marshfield racer Dean LaPointe pulls into the pit area, and the 15 car, wrecked here at mid-season, rolls out to line up for the main event.
So I had some help to actually late morning, early afternoon to get everything ready. Otherwise, I would have never made it. These guys really helped me push a car across the finish line for Beld.
Central Wisconsin Racing Association champ Mark Mackesy in the white 12 and Ryan Chemnitz in the 39 lead the field to green for 50 laps. Will crown a fall shootout winner and a season champion when the checkers fall. Mackesy leads, but here comes Mark Krause, the Stratford, Wisconsin driver. Father of NASCAR racer Derek Krause isn't here just to be here. Krause with the lead. Farther back, Dean LaPointe started dead last, but he's moving up, looking to chase down Lou Goss in the white 36. Up front, it's the black 36 car, flying through the field. Fast qualifier Ty Fredrickson taking the lead from Krause. Former Wisconsin International Raceway red, white, and blue champion Jesse Outenhoven in the 12. Jared DeBoer in the 2 and Dean LaPointe's 15. DeBoer goes around in turn 2, bringing out the caution. Back to green flag racing, and Ty Fredrickson is checked out. He's cruising out front. Johnny Sauter, the former NASCAR Truck Series champ, runs second in the Gene Coleman 19 car. Wyatt Brooks is third, with 2023 champ Mark Eswine fourth in the 71. And here's the championship battle. Dylan Mackesy in the 93 leading Derek Van Driel in the blue 12. Coming to the checkers, Ty Fredrickson wins the 2024 Marshfield Motor Speedway Fall Shootout. Dylan Mackesy wins the Marshfield Track Championship.
Fastest in both practice, fastest in qualifying, and 12th to 1st in the race. So I didn't really mix up points too bad, and congrats to whoever won the championship. And Marshfield's a great place. I love this place. It's so fun. A lot of grooves you can run, and the facility's really nice, and look forward to coming here all the time. My dad has always gifted me with competitive cars, and lately I've been trying to do my job with making them competitive, and I think I've done pretty good so far.
It was good that we got the race till the end for it. Is that with all the cars that showed up and everything, we were next to each other the whole time, but we had to work through the field and deal with what came through the field, and whoever came out with it was definitely going to have to earn it for tonight. We didn't spend a lot of money. We didn't buy any practice tires all season except one set at the beginning of the year. I don't know if it hurt us or helped us in the long run with these cars, but it's just unreal to come out on top.
Ty Fredrickson's 2024 season has been so impressive, it's easy to forget he's only 15 years old. As for Dylan Mackesy, this third-generation driver has more than paid his dues. Now he's a champion. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who makes our program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
How about a big hand for Bill Holland? Thank you, Bill, for covering that for us.
Heck of a show, wasn't it?
Ty Fredrickson's 8th win on the year, overall. We also had Levon Vandergeest in the field. And also, I want to talk about the Kawicki driver development driver that was not at Marshfield, but is part of the picture that we've gotten to see all summer long on your reports and as well as in person for me at the Midwest Tour Races and Max Kaler. It's kind of cool. We get to be around these guys and these kids and what they're able to do to shine at a national stage.
It really is. And there's no question when you look at all three of them, Ty Fredrickson's season has been phenomenal. It's hard to win races in super late models in Wisconsin. Levon Vandergeest has unquestionably stepped up his program. And Max Kaler is just coming off an ASA Midwest Tour win. So all three of these young men have, in my mind, stepped up during the course of this year. And they will tell you that the Kawicki program is a big part of that. There's a lot of incentive. There's a lot of incentive to perform. And I think it's benefited them. And it benefits racing.
Yeah, big time. It's a lot of cool things to watch. There's 7 drivers nationally as part of the program. There are 3 of the 7 finalists. They're still going to be racing. They're still raising money for various charities, too, which I think is really cool. Levon Vandergeest eclipsed $20,000 in saving and making donations to area businesses where he is and community service people. And it's really cool knowing that that's part of it as well. We don't really think about that much when we're short track racing and racing for every dollar and spending every dollar we have on tires and racing. And it's kind of neat to see how that plays out. And Alan Kawicki grew up just down the road from here, as I may have said a few times on this show, but to have that impetus, that motivation is pretty cool, knowing that those drivers from Wisconsin are representing, actually Minnesota too, but are really part of what we get to cover here in the upper Midwest, and they do so well. It's really cool to see how it all plays out.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, the civic activity, the public service, they grow as people, and these drivers will tell you that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Bill, thanks for being part of the show. We look forward to some fresh content throughout the coming months to see. We may see some revisiting, my Bill. We may see some new coverage. Love to see how Oktoberfest turns out for you. I know you're going up there to cover it for our show, so we'll see how the highlights shake out with the stars and cars of Oktoberfest under the lens of Bill Holland in the Groove.
Well, that's a big, big show, so we'll try to do the best we can for you.
Bill, thank you so much for being part of our show in 2024. As always, it's great to see you here.
As always, thanks for the opportunity.
We got a lot of people to thank. Bill Holland's the last of the guests we're going to have on the program. We want to thank you for being part of our program. We encourage you to watch our show online. RacingRoundupShow.com is our website. That's where you can see our shows. You can go to our YouTube page as well. Our cast of sponsors we want to thank as well. It's a great special night to join you for the final time in 2024. The show started in 1985. That's a long time ago, but we continue with the passion of you, the fans, the sponsors, the supporters, and our staff. So thank you for being part of this program again in 2024. We could not do it without you. We look forward to seeing you at a racetrack. Make sure, as I always like to say, set your DVRs, support your local racing, and have at it, racers. I'm Jim Trado. Thanks again for a great 40th season of the Racing Roundup Show. We'll see you.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember to tell your friends and watch our 30-minute TV show on Milwaukee's CW18 this Saturday morning at 11:30. Like our show on Facebook, follow and interact with us on X and Instagram at Racing Roundup. Join the racing crowd at our live show and win prizes. For our latest show schedule and to watch all of our shows on demand, visit our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of our entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.